Hello, and thank you for watching this instructional video on how to complete your final report for the Highmark Foundation. The Highmark Foundation's goal is to create healthier school environments that create sustainable and lasting change through a comprehensive school strategy. The Highmark Foundation's Creating a Healthy School Environment Grant and Awards program provides grant funding to school districts to support evidence-based programs that address one of four priority areas: bullying prevention, child injury prevention, healthy eating and physical activity, or environmental health. Today's instructional video focuses on grants awarded for healthy eating and physical activity and child injury prevention. My name is Jane Brooks, and I am Program Officer with the Highmark Foundation and Community Affairs Analyst with Highmark Blue Shield. Joining me today is Elizabeth Hibner, Project Coordinator with Penn State Hershey Pro Wellness Center, and has been providing you technical assistance during this school year and will be speaking to you today about final reporting. I will now hand it over to Elizabeth to provide you with the agenda and more information on the final report.
Thank you, Jane. The purpose of this video is to provide you with guidance, suggestions, and clear expectations regarding the final report so that you can submit an excellent report and meet all of Highmark Foundation's expectations. We will be covering three parts of the final report today, including expenditure reporting, narrative on your program, and data collection. By the end of this grant, you will have completed three reports. The first item, the baseline survey, was completed at the start of your program about what your awarded program intended to do. The second item, the post-program survey, will report on changes that took place as a result of your awarded program. You will be sent a link through an email to complete the online survey at the beginning of April, and this will be due no later than May 31st. Once you complete this survey, you will be sent the information from the baseline and post-program surveys that can assist you in your final report narrative. If you would like this information, please be sure to complete your survey before May 31st to ensure time to look over your results and include relevant information in your final report. The last item is the final report, which is a comprehensive report of your program and will be the main focus of the video today. This report contains three parts that we will be discussing today. So first, let me answer the question, why are you completing a final report for the Highmark Foundation? So first, this provides an opportunity for you to share your story with the Highmark Foundation, including lessons learned, successes, program outcomes, and interesting data and pictures. The final report is your chance to share your successes and gratitude to the Highmark Foundation. You can also use your final report to share with your school administration to help gain further support for your program. Jane will now discuss components of the final report and how Highmark Foundation would like you to report on expenditures.
The final report has three very important components, all of which must be submitted together to the Highmark Foundation by May 31st. These include the expenditure responsibility sheet, where you will report on how your grant funds were spent, the narrative, where you will describe your program, and data and statistics, where you will report on your program through tables and charts from the data you collected. Sharing data is especially helpful for the Highmark Foundation to see changes in your school as a result of the programming and allows you to use this for future funding opportunities. It also helps the Foundation track the data and compare the information with results from other schools within its service region. Reporting on data is a requirement of the grant. We will explain each of these components in the next few slides. Now let's talk about the first part of the final report, the expenditure responsibility sheet. At the top of the page, you will fill out the name and address of your awarded school. This is not your name, this is the name of the school. Please fill out the amount you were funded in the original grants total section. This is not the amount that you applied for The third section, the Highmark Foundation, would like you to briefly describe the overall goals of your program. You will be able to share more in the narrative section of this report, so keep this section brief. And the final section asks you to list the expenditures you spend from your awarded amount. Please be sure to spend all of your grant funds before May 31st. Grant funds may not be rolled over into the next school year. Once the form is completed, please print it and sign and date the bottom. I will now hand it over back to Elizabeth to talk about the narrative portion of your final report.
The second section of the final report is the narrative, where you will share about the successes of your program to the Highmark Foundation. Some important points to remember when writing the narrative. Please use specific examples from your program to highlight successes. Include information on how your goals were met. Also, highlight results that were found in your data, and be sure to include a table of these. Report any press, media coverage, or publications your program received. And finally, report on any changes that came through in your baseline and post-program survey. The Highmark Foundation has question prompts to assist you in this narrative. These questions are meant to be used as a guide and answered if relevant to your program. They should not be answered separately, but rather prompt you to write a comprehensive report. Some examples of the questions you can answer include reporting on the demographics reached by your project, learnings from your program, and how your program was successful. This is a time for you to share about your program to the Highmark Foundation. You can also report on the information you received from your baseline and post-program survey results. Please write this narrative in a Word document. It should be no shorter than 1 page and needs to be neat, proofread, and thorough. The last section of your final report is data and statistics. In this section, you will be responsible for including a report of the data points that you indicated in your application under the quantitative measurable pre-post program section. There are a few points that you need to remember. First, please do not include any student names on anything you hand in to us. We do not need to see the names of students and would like to respect their privacy. Secondly, please share your data in a readable format, such as charts, tables, and graphs. And also include a written description describing the results shown in each graph. Now let me show you some examples to provide a little bit more clarity. Here's an example of a school who was awarded for physical fitness testing and indicated in their application that they would report on this data. Here's an example of how you might want to represent this. So you can see that they included numbers to represent students so that their names are not included. The second column shows the date of the test, and the next column shows the results from the trunk lift test. They also included this information for the post-test. So this is very easy to read and understand. You want to be thinking of this so that the Highmark Foundation can easily understand your graphs. Secondly, please be sure to include a descriptive paragraph highlighting the outcomes from any table or graph you create from your data. This will help explain in words what you found from collecting the data. So this narrative talks about students were more physically active during PE time and increased their muscular strength as shown in the pre and post-test scores. As seen in the table, all third grade students were able to increase their scores in the physical fitness trunk lift test. Here's another example showing the most popular foods from a taste test at Central Middle School. They clearly show the food popularity by percent and include a pie chart to represent it. Also, they wrote a narrative explaining what the results meant and how they were planning to use the results from the taste test in their school. You can create pie charts, graphs, and other charts in Excel and then copy them over to a Word document to be included in your final report. Please feel free to contact me if you need any assistance with this. The final step in your final report is bringing all of these 3 sections together into one document. So the first section, the expenditure reporting, please make sure that you print this and sign and date a hard copy. The narrative, be sure that it's comprehensive in reporting on your program outcomes. And data collection, your final report must include data as you indicated on your application. Please print all of these sections out and save one for yourself. Mail all 3 sections, including the signed expenditure responsibility sheet, narrative, and data, to the Highmark Foundation at the address listed on your screen. Also, you must submit an electronic copy to Jane Brooks and myself to our emails listed on the screen. You can send it in PDF or Word document format. Post-program surveys and final report are due May 31st, 2016. Please remember that if you would like to use the results from your baseline and post-program survey, have your post-program survey completed before you write your final report. This will allow you to use the results in your final report to the Highmark Foundation. Now I will take some time to answer common questions that we've received in the past. So one question we've received is, the expenditure responsibility sheet is in Excel. Can I report this information in a Word document? So we ask that you please try to enter this information in the Excel format that we provide to you. If you are having difficulty entering it in, then you may use a Word document, but it's very important that you report on all of the requested fields in that file. Who do I send my final report to? So please mail all of those sections, the signed expenditure responsibility sheet, the narrative, and the data to the Highmark Foundation. Also, we ask that you email an electronic copy to Jane Brooks and myself, and the information for that contact is listed on these PowerPoint slides and also is provided to you through a one-pager. Would you be able to provide me with my original grant application? This is a question that I do often get, and if you contact me, I would be more than happy to provide this application to you. And finally, how would you like me to report on the data that I collected? So please be sure to report the data through charts, graphs, and tables so that we can understand it. Make sure that you do not include any student names on this or it won't be accepted, unfortunately. You can represent student names with numbers or letters. So please don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions or need assistance pulling together your final report. My contact information is on the screen. Congratulations on completing your program and continue to work towards making your school a healthy environment. It was a pleasure working with all of you, and I wish you the best as you finish your program, report, and move on to more healthy successes. Thank you again, and please let me know if you have any questions.